So, what is the tarot? Tarot is an object. It's a thing that exists in the world. It's the tarot is a fact. It is an object. It's a three-dimensional object that exists in the world. So, first of all, let's establish that tarot exists in reality, in the physical reality, in the real scientific reality, in everyday life. Tarot exists. You can see tarot and you can touch tarot. Tarot is this. Tarot is a deck of cards. Tarot as a physical object is a series of cards made out of paper that are printed with illustrations, with drawings on each one of them. So tarot is a collection of cards. Of cards that have drawings, numbers, and names and letters in them, printed in them or drawn in them. So tarot is a series of collectible cards. It's art. It has pretty drawings in there that attract people and amuse people. And in each of these pictures, there is a story. It's a story that's being told. Here there is a person consoling another person that seems to be wounded in the head, and she's like comforting him. Okay. And in this other one, there is a lady that is drinking from a cup, or holding a cup while she's looking ahead in the distance. And well, tarot has pretty colors. And this one is a lady with a turban. She seems elegant, handsome. So yes, that is the tarot. It's a collection of a whole lot of cards, like 70 cards, 78 cards to be more specific. And what can people do with this? Well, you can just look at it because it's pretty. But there are many tarots. It means there are many variations of these cards, like pizza. You have pepperoni pizza, and you have margarita pizza. They're both pizza, right? But they look different. They kind of taste different. And you can choose either pepperoni or mushroom and ham pizza. And you have the margarita pizza. And if you see any of them, you would say, oh, that's a pizza. And if you know more, you say, oh, that's a margarita pizza. But they're all pizza, all alike. The same thing with tarots. There's different tarots, but they're all tarot. Only they are made by different people. Only the pictures or the drawings look different. Okay, so for instance, in this tarot, this is what that card that it's called the star looks like. Okay. And in the other tarot that I have, this is the picture called the star. Look at both of them. So it's a lady with a star behind her, and she's doing something with a jug of water. They're the same idea. They're the same card. It's called the star, and they have the same number. The number is 17. So the card is the card number 17. It's called the star, and it depicts a lady with a jug of water, a couple of jugs of water, and a river, and a little bird here, a little bird, the lady, a star, a star. So it's just variations. So tarot is a deck of cards, but the tarot is also a printed item. It's something you can buy and something people sell. So tarot is a business also. It's a printing business. So These cards here are printed uh, and sold, and they are made by the thousands or the hundreds of thousands. So the tarot is it's a multi-million-dollar business, right? Or hundreds of $1,000 business from the sale of these cards. So what is tarot? Well, tarot is an object, it's a physical object that has drawings, art, that has stories inside. So tarot is it's like a picture book that tells stories, that has people in there, characters, and you can just look at it, and it's pretty. Some of the art in tarot is really good, really great artists. So just looking at the tarot is cool. And some of the characters here are endearing to people, like the character called the Fool, for instance. Like, he is a traveler that goes with his dog, and he is supposedly a free spirit, and he's a dreamer, right? He's young and daring and free, so people connect with that, and they connect with the Fool, and the Fool is an artist, so they want to be like the Fool. Just go with your little sack and your little dog and your cane and go out in the world, careless and free. So people start relating to the cards. Or this other one called the King of Rods. He is more like a sturdy kind of guy that gets things done. He has his beard, he's manly, good looking. Okay, so some people, he's mature, he knows what he wants. You can't push him aside. Okay, so he's like a badass. So some people are saying, well, I want to be like him, like a badass. Start looking at the pictures, and there's this other picture here. This guy is like all sad and down, and maybe I don't want to be in this situation. And this Queen of Rods, maybe you are attracted to her. Well, the tarot is something that exists in the world. It's an object. It's a deck of cards that has drawings in it. It's like a storybook. It's like a picture storybook for grown-ups. It has fantasy in it. It's about fantasy. It has a knight of called of pentacles, like he's going on an adventure. He has this other one called the High Priestess. Some of these characters many of them stand for what's right, and for instance, this guy called the Page of Cups. He's true. He has a true heart, and he's noble. He tells the truth. He is easygoing. He's warm. He's charming. Like a Knight of Cups. He's not gonna let you down. He can protect you, just like any knight would, because he's chivalrous. There's another knight that comes in a. There's another knight that it's not nice. So there's like good guys and bad guys in here. But sometimes the bad guys, just like in a movie, sometimes the bad guy turns out to be good, and the one you thought was a good guy maybe wasn't working for you right then. So you look at the cards. People look at the cards and they fancy these stories, and And the thing is, it's never the same story, because since there are so many cards, and in order to get a story, just you can pick the cards you want. You can just look at all of them. But what people do is they kind of shuffle the cards. Shuffling means they mix the cards up, and see how they all have the back of the card is all the same. So if you mix them, then you don't know what card is which, because they all look the same on one side. So what people do is they just pick at random a few cards, let's say 3 from anywhere in the deck. They pick 3 up, and they look at the pictures, and kind of like a story comes up. Like now with this, there's this guy. Um, he seems like he's paying people, like giving them a coin to these. He's like weighing some coins and then giving the coin to these hands. So maybe he's the foreman or the manager, and he's paying his laborers. And then we see there's other card called the lovers, which is a man and a woman being lovers. So maybe what happened? Maybe what happened was that they got paid, um, because they ended their work week on Friday, and with the money they went away to an island in the Caribbean. They made a getaway to enjoy the weekend. They went to Florida or something, and and it comes, and then this the last card was the Knight of Swords, which is kind of like this same guy from the lovers. So he was paid. He went and got away with his girlfriend or wife, and then on Monday again he had to go back to work. Work is just going back to the office, and that's the story that people can tell themselves by looking at these cards, and then they shuffle the cards, and another time they want to play again, they get other 3 cards, and it's very unlikely that they will get the same 3 cards that they just got. How many combinations? They are actually called permutations. How many permutations do you have? Permutations is possible combinations. You get over 500,000 combinations or permutations, which means variations of the story. So you have over 500,000 little mini stories that you can get from this, only by drawing 3. If you draw 4, you get more permutations, and that's just one thing you can do with the tarot, with this object. And there are many other things that you can use these cards. You can use them to play games, to play solitaire. You can use them to play a memory game. Lay them on the table, and you can turn them, and then you try to match and try to remember where it was. And when you match them, or you can invent your own games. It's that's something really beautiful about this, is that you can invent your own games, your own ways to use it. Basically, what the tarot is just a collection of drawings. Each one of these drawings means something. Like it can mean anything that you want it to mean, but they have some meanings that people already gave them to them before you were even born. So, for instance, this card means happiness. Okay, so you shuffle the cards, you pull a card, and randomly you get this card. This card means happiness. You get happy because you say, "Oh, I get the happiness card. And let's say you said, how am I going to do today? And you just play the game of drawing a card to see, to have an idea of how your day is going to be. You draw this card, and it means happiness. So today I'm going to have a happy day. Whether that is true, whether the card that you pull has any correlation with what really happens in your day, in the reality, if there is a correlation between the card, the concept, and the reality, well, the only way to know is to test it. It's not that because the card comes out, then it happens in reality. It's not. It doesn't work like that. But when you start to play with it, when you start to use it and you start to fine-tune the way you use it, it can really surprise you. Because, for instance, this card means change. And you say, I was thinking about changing. There was something I had to change in my life. Maybe it is time to make that change. So that's a way how the cards are used. Okay, so what is tarot? It's a pack of cards. It's an object in the physical world. It exists. It has uses. You can use it to tell stories. You can use it to get inspiration, to look at the pretty drawings. You can use it to trigger a thought by looking at the picture and maybe try to relate it to your own experience. And it can give you advice, like you can reflect yourself on the card, and the card can inspire you. Like, I want it to be like the star. I want to be peaceful. I need that energy. It's been so much ruckus in my life. I want some quiet time in the country, like the star, maybe go camping. And it inspires you. So those are a few ways that tarot is used.